Hey everybody, welcome to etrailer.com. I'm Bobby, and today we're taking a look at the Pewag all-square snow tire chains with cams here on our 2020 Jeep Gladiator. So these are going to be a very nice way of giving you guys a lot of traction control. That way we can get to our destination safely. What I like about these as well, our square chains here, going to be aggressive enough, yes, to get to that snow and ice, but not too aggressive to we're going to ruin any of our on-road experiences. And that's something I love to see. We also are having a ladder style chain here, and what that's giving us, you can see I have these big portions of my tire available that I can fit my hand onto. And what that's doing, giving us a great start and stop maneuver. These cross chains here are doing a great job of biting through that snow and that ice. However, we do have to overcome it every now and then, and that can lead to a little bit of loss of turning radius. Now for the Gladiator here, I don't think I haven't actually found any diamond style chains that can go on here, and that is because we are kind of on our mid-sized truck, right? And we definitely need something to actually get us through that snow and that ice. Now I do like these cams here on the side. They just do a great job of actually getting this nice and tight here on our wheel. Now the one thing I'll say to this though, I had a little bit of difficulty actually getting it installed. So it's not going to be the easiest out there. So definitely the convenience sake, it's a little lacking. However, I'll break that down later in the install video, but I really do like how these cams work. I mean, you can see just how tight this chain is to my wheel. It's going nowhere. Doing a great job of giving me that traction control that I'm looking for. These also are made of a very high quality nickel manganese alloy. And what's nice about that, going to be very resistant to the corrosion that we're going to be experiencing, not only just with weather, but those man-made chemicals out there, right, getting on our chains. And to that end too, let's make sure we're doing a good job of spritzing this down, getting those harsh agents off of our chains. And to that end, a little bit of oil and grease on these guys in the off season is going to go a long way to make sure that they're ready for the next time you need them. Now also here we are working on our front tire. Why that is? Well, all the Jeep Gladiators are going to be a 4x4 drivetrain. Basically we have all four of our wheels working in tandem to get us where we want to go. To that end, it's always going to be safer and easier to grab yourself two sets of chains. That way you're getting the excellent traction control you're looking for on all of your wheels. Now if you start loading up a lot of weight in that back of your pickup here on the Gladiator, that could be another reason to put them on the back. However, I think a lot of us are going to find as we come to a stop on the snow and icy roads, the momentum of our vehicle is going to change going forward, right? And we're going to be putting pressure on those wheels, and it's going to be nice to actually get that traction and control that we're looking for as that weight shifts to the front. Now, one last thing to take note of here, though, we are working on two 55/70 R18 tires, so let's make sure we're putting our own tire size into the fit guide here at etrailer.com. That way, we're getting the right fit for our vehicle at home. Well, let's go ahead and see how we can actually get them installed. Begin our installation. What we want to do is lay out our chain just like so. What we're looking for here, any kind of kinks or binds our chains might have gotten while they're in storage. Now, a lot of times, all you have to do, kind of walk your chains out. You can see even something like down here. You just kind of want to try to get this guy to actually be unlatched, and definitely gonna have to take me a little time to actually get this one undone. And all I gotta do, press that out, and just like that, my chain is walked out. And now it's gonna actually conform to my wheel, right, which is great. Now we also wanna make sure our cams here are towards the outside. So that's where we need to tighten them to. And the big thing to take note of here is where our hard points of contact are. Now, Pewag does say these are reversible. However, I would suggest at least start with the smooth side making contact with your wheel. And when I say that, we have these little hard points of contact where our chain has been pinned over, and we don't want those sharp edges puncturing and damaging our wheels. Now again, they actually do have a very good curve on there, so yes, they're reversible. I would always just start on the other side, let it self-whittle down a little bit. That way we have no issues. But then we need to bring ourselves to the center of our chain and kind of the center of our tire. What I like to do as well, simply pick up the closest side to our wheel, lock it up, and I kind of like to use my elbows to wing out my chain here, and that helps me avoid hitting my rim, and then I can just lay my chain right there on my wheel. And now I also want to cinch this up and kind of format it to my wheel. I can see I have a pretty decent amount of slack here while I'm not even really all the way there yet on my other side. So I might just do a slight little shift. And while I'm doing that, I'm also making sure that my chains are staying perpendicular to my side chains here. So making sure they're going straight across my wheel is going to be helpful. But now we need to bring ourselves to the inside of our vehicle or the other side of our wheel to make our first connection. And this can definitely be no fun if you're in that snow and mud, but going to be pretty easy to go ahead and take our chain here, set it into our hook. Now I'm going to about the third chain out, and what I look for here too is I push this chain in where it's sitting here on my sidewall. So even at the top here, I can see it's doing a good job of staying on the sidewall, not getting too close to my rim, but still allowing me to have the room I need to make the connection in the front. With our rear connection made, we can begin to make our front connection. We simply take our chains, set them in place, just like so. Now we are going to have a little extra chainage here, right? But that's going to be okay, as we actually do have our cams here that we still need to tighten up. So let's go ahead, grab our included tool, and begin to tighten. Tighten up one more time over here. That's looking a lot better. Liking what I'm seeing. One more turn, and that is a way better fit. So I will say that took me a lot of time to actually get to work. Now that took me a lot of shifting, a lot of moving. And if you find yourself actually having to do this in that snow and ice, it's definitely going to be no fun. So wasn't too happy with my fit here today, but I think also once we get used to where that position of that chain is, again, once we have it cut down right to the right size, it's going to be an easier time pulling it in. Now to that end though, we actually do end up snipping these guys. It makes it a little harder to actually get this chain on there. So that'd be one thing I'd look out for. Now here in the front, these guys probably aren't going to be the biggest issue to snip. Still do want to remove those in the back, but again, let's keep making sure we're checking that connection. That way we don't end up losing too much of our chain. Otherwise though, I think that about does it for our look here today at the Pewag all square snow tire chains here on our 2020 Jeep Gladiator. I'm Bobby. Thank you for watching.